Our next sojourn into Hoosier hobbydom is a Whatever Happened To story that features a man well known to across Indiana faithful. We first met Billy Jay in 2001, and the story of how he refurbished many an antique safe has continued to generate viewer mail with each re-airing. So what's old Billy Jay up to today? Well, he's got himself a new venture, and he's not going to let any obstacles stand in his way. That's because he put them all in his backyard. Producer Janae Youngblood tells us about Billy Jay's humdinger of a new project. Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Take 1 part heat-treated aircraft material, 2 parts Hoosier hands, and a dash of yellow dye number 5. What do you have? A signature sport utility vehicle that's hard to miss.
There is a contagious Hummer fever that's broke out across this country. And the neat thing is, all these Hummers are built right here in Indiana.
These gentle giants have a following of fans all over the world. But in New Palestine, Indiana, one man claims to be the Hummer's best friend. After a little visit to Hummerville, I must say I was a believer. He goes by the name of Billy Jay. If you question his enthusiasm for the vehicles, just take a look at his backyard. Billy actually built an obstacle course for his Humvee, which, if you ask me, looks more like a playground for grown-ups. If you have never seen one of these in action, just take a look at what you've missed.
It's capable of climbing a 24-inch wall. It's capable of climbing a 70-degree slope. It can lean a 40-degree slope. You basically have to stand one of these things on its side to turn one over.
If you head north to Mishawaka, Indiana, you'll find the birthplace for the military Humvee and H1 at the AM General plant. Just next door is the GM plant, which snagged the DNA from the Hummer to make the civilian H2. Okay, it's time for Billy and I to test the merchandise. Our first stop, the pit. I couldn't believe we were going in there. Either did Mark, our camera guy. So what exactly allows this beast to take a mountain with ease? Maybe the 10,234 pounds of torque at each wheel. Or is it the boxed-in frame rails that keep it from flexing when balancing on 2 wheels? Whichever the case, this is one serious SUV. I can honestly say there's a sense of pride knowing that this vehicle was handcrafted and engineered by Hoosier hands.
It's neat that walking through the facility where they're made, from the commercial side of it to the military side, it's the Indiana guys right there in South Bend that's making them.
Although Hummers are being made at full schedule, there are waiting lists just to purchase one, and that points to better economics for Indiana.
Like in Kokomo and Marion and Anderson, we've lost a lot of jobs because of lower wages that they can get stuff made of. And you know, it's like, we need to keep guys working here, and it's important for especially Hoosiers, Indiana people, that we keep people employed here.
Between the 2 companies, they employ over 1,000 Hoosiers. That doesn't include the processing plants or dealerships. All right already, this Hummer driving can't be too hard, right? I opted to try out the Humvee's baby brother, the H2.
Ready? Here we go.
How did a lady like me end up in a beast like this? After a little coaching, I revved the engine and plowed through a series of pits, mounds, and muddy water. I think the boys were rather impressed with my skills. I even impressed myself. Some of the H2 features include 7 types of driving selections, depending on the road conditions. It will forge 20 inches of water and climb 16-inch steps on rocks. As impressive as the mechanical marvels are, Billy believes that owning a Humvee is like owning a bit of the past.
Being able to own a military Humvee or an H1, this isn't something that's very common, and you're owning kind of like a little piece of the pie as far as a military heritage, and they're made in Indiana.
So look out, Indiana. The Crossroads of America has one assertive SUV paving the road.